E.N.D here. Today we're going to discuss the price increase of NIV-MIZZET Reborn. NIV-MIZZET Reborn is a mythic card from War of the Spark. War of the Spark, it's still in Standard, it's still in Pioneer, and it's still in Modern. Having said that, obviously the most important thing about our price analysis is Pioneer, but the card is a 5-color drop card. You need the 5 colors. It's a mythic card, it's a 6/6, it's a legendary creature, dragon. It's a very strong card. Obviously the cost of the card is quite difficult to pull it in Standard, but in Pioneer, in Modern it's not that difficult. Commander is less difficult, but most importantly in Pioneer. NIV-MIZZET, usually the NIV-MIZZET is the guild leader of the Izzet League, but in this case, because he was reborn, and thanks to his spell, War of the Spark was won by the Gatewatch, he has the 5 colors. This is my personal copy. It's a foil card of NIV-MIZZET Reborn. It's a beautiful card in foil, especially in foil. It's a beautiful card. And let's see the price history of this card. Let's put it here. We're seeing here that obviously the card, being a 5 colors card, it's not usually a very expensive card, because obviously, as I said, in Standards it's very difficult to pull that type of mana to cast that card. In Modern, at that time, Pioneer doesn't exist. In Modern it's easy to do, but it's obviously very slow. Commander decks, there are a lot of commanders that uses 5 colors. So we see that the price at pre-release was around $7, which was not a very expensive mythic card. It dropped down to less than $3, and it kept that price for quite 6 months, 7 months, until Throne of Eldraine was released. When Throne of Eldraine was released, we see a little bit of spike in price here, but after January 20, we see a big spike in price, and here is the big spike in price, currently being traded at around $750. Highest reach is $774, lowest reach is $225, but you can see that the highest reach is during this period, and that means that something is happening around this card. Something is being built around this card, and this is obviously a Pioneer deck. There's a Pioneer deck that is using NIV-MIZZET Reborn as a very important card in that deck. I don't believe that that deck could ever get any ban in any card, at least for the time being. Obviously I cannot forecast the future, but for the time being I don't see any bans of cards in that particular deck, and that's why we see the spike in price of NIV-MIZZET Reborn. As I said, currently being traded around $50. Probably if that deck will continue to be so successful, the price of the card will continue to spike. So it's a very good thing to do, to watch the price of that card. I don't see any imminent reprint of NIV-MIZZET Reborn. I don't see any imminent going back again to Ravnica in future sets. That does not mean that we will not go there again in future sets, but not imminent, not in this year, not next year, not the year after. So as I said, the card will continue to spike if that deck will continue to be successful, and if obviously Pioneer format will continue to be this successful. Now let's go. Obviously there is another version of the card. The only version available of the card is the foil version. That is the card that I'm holding in my hand, is the foil version, as you can see here. At pre-release, but pre-release prices are mad. $50. I don't think a foil version of NIV-MIZZET Reborn should cost $50 at pre-release. During the release we're seeing it at around $20, which is the price of a mythic of a mythic foil. The price continued to go down at around $14-15. Even when Throne of Eldraine was released, you see the card staying at $14-50. And then we see again a small spike in price. This small spike in price obviously is related to the spike of the normal card. When the non-foil card is spiking in price, the foil version of that card also increases in price. Not exponentially, but increases in price. And therefore it's not a surprise that from, let's say, $14-15, the card, the foil version of NIZ-MIZZET Reborn, this particular card, the foil version, you see how beautiful the foil it is, this particular card is being traded around, let's say, $19-20. Obviously highest we're seeing at 52, which I don't think the card will ever go to $52. Lowest 15, which I don't think it will ever reach again that particular low price unless it gets a ban, or a particular card in that particular deck gets a ban and that deck is dismantled. But the current price of a foil version of NIZ-MIZZET Reborn, it's $20. And as for the non-foil version, if the price continues to rise or to increase, the foil version will also increase. You can leave me a comment below, what do you think about this card, NIZ-MIZZET Reborn? What do you think about this video that I take one card and analyze the price history of that card to see how prices changes? And here there is the subscription button. Subscribe for my channel for more and more interesting videos about Magic the Gathering and the collectible world.